Well, we have this site that wants to just drop out for whatever reason, and there's no pattern of when. It can be in the middle of the day, it can be in the middle of the night, it can just drop out for whatever reason. We have changed the cables, the Ethernet wires. We've changed out the Edge Router X. None of them are getting hot. I just opened it not even a minute ago. Nothing's overheating. I just don't understand. Now, this PoE is getting quite warm. Why, I don't know, but it's getting quite warm. I don't know why, but it's getting real warm. I mean, real warm. This one's just as cold as can be. Maybe I'll switch these two. I don't know. But they're the same. I mean, that one up there is feeding the Edge Router X, and it's also feeding the main CPE up there. Maybe I'll switch them two and see if that makes a difference. I don't know. It's making no sense. Maybe it's just getting hot, so hot that they actually reboot. I don't know if they're capable of even doing that or not. Maybe I'll come over here and I don't know. I just don't see anything or any evidence of why, but out of anything I would choose that this is getting hot, which is the one that feeds everything, which feeds the Edge Router X, which will make everything else actually drop out. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I've changed out the PoE, changed that Edge Router X. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. The only thing I didn't change is the wire that feeds from the PoE to there. Maybe I'll change that. I just don't know. Leave in the comments what you think that I may need to check on this, because it's making no sense. I'm just changing parts. But when I log into it doing pings and everything else to test it, everything's working. Everybody's getting internet. I have no idea. Let's change that wire, because it's been working all morning. But last night it was dropping off like once every 30 minutes for only like 3 minutes. And then come back on and wait another 30, 45 minutes, drop out for another 3 to 5 minutes. I know it's not the modem because I logged into it, sat there for 2 hours, and kept refreshing the page, and it never disconnected. It's my equipment for some reason. And it can go for days and have no issues. Nobody complains. Nobody's calling, texting, concerned like something's wrong with the internet. Then all of a sudden, for a whole day, it's like it's got the freaking a virus is just dropping out like crazy. It's like somebody just comes over here and unplugs it and plugs it back in throughout the day. No idea why. I mean, I've got Edge Router X at other locations with a single PoE that feeds it and feeds a AP. I don't know. But let's change that wire and see what's going on. Eventually something's going to show up. Something's just going to just flat out quit. And I'm going to see what it is. But it's aggravating of waiting. But let's change that wire and see. Well, I'm going to go ahead and change this main feed. I just don't know. I mean, it's still getting warm. It's not as hot as it was. I got it open, but I don't know. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. I have no idea. Hate shutting this down, but that's the only way to be able to do this. I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, I'm just changing parts. It's just, I mean, I don't think it's going to be the wire, but I mean, it's just giving me no signs of, you know, here's my problem, fix me. It's just, I'm going to go out and I'm not going to tell you what my problem is. I'm just going to aggravate the heck out of you. I don't know. Unless this whole box is just getting hot since it's sitting here in the sun and they got this fence now in front of it and it just can't breathe. But it seems like it would have a pattern of when it gets hot it would mess up. But it's not showing that. I don't know. But that's the only thing I could think of is something's getting too hot and just messing up. I don't know. Perhaps I'll come over here and take this system and put it inside. I don't know. We'll put some kind of fan on the box. And I used to have that on this particular box, a fan, to get rid of the heat. Thought that was the issue. And then all of a sudden it just went away and stopped having issues. And I said, okay, it was the fan. And then the fan went out and the issue didn't come back, even with the fan not working. So I took the fan off. And now just within a week ago, it started acting up, but it's been months, you know, since I took the fan off of it. I took the fan off of it sometime last year. It's been over 4 months. Because here it is, May the 1st. So I don't know. I mean, the PoE is not having any more load than normal, than what it's supposed to be able to do. First I thought it was the Edge Router X that was dropping out, which when it drops out, it would make everything go offline. I've changed it. Still doing it. But it's periodically. It's no pattern. It's nothing that you can look at a graph of data to see any pattern to it. I even try to line it up with the weather. If it's getting too hot, too cold, whatever. Nothing matches up. It just periodically, whenever, just decides to drop out. Well, I'm going to put the wire up and I'm going to sit here and monitor it and see if it does anything. I have a feeling it's not going to because I hadn't done anything all day. It hadn't had not one hiccup since midnight of, you know, the start of the day. I just don't know why it wants to do what it's doing. Makes no sense. Have no clue. And I'm going to sit here in the shade. And just monitor it and see if I see anything. I mean, I don't know what it can be. No clue. No clue what it can be. I mean, the wires have been changed. Edge Router X been changed. The PoE's been changed. I don't know. Well, I'm going to put an end on this cord. I've already got one on this end. And I'm going to plug in the laptop and run a ping and watch the app for at least 30 minutes and just see what actually happens, if anything. I honestly don't know if I'm going to see anything. See if I see high pings or anything like that, because it's not showing anything. It's not cutting anything. Just didn't cut enough. Let's try it again. There we go. it's just not revealing itself of anything. There's no pattern whatsoever of it dropping out. It's not like, okay, when it starts getting hot, it starts dropping out, or, there's nothing. There's no pattern to it whatsoever. Where it gets cold, I mean, yeah, there's a mini split air condition next to it, but there's a nice breeze blowing through the walkway through there. So I don't think it's getting overheated. But I don't know because it won't tell me. But that's the way it is with running equipment, electronics like WISP. It's going to have hiccups, and it's not always going to tell you, hey, I'm having issues with this. It's not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to just keep working at it until something that you changed, something that you relocated, or something you changed. Change the environment of the equipment, or change the equipment, or it's going to reveal itself of something just flat out stops and saying, hey, here's the problem, fix me. That's the way it is. Most of the time it's very easy to figure out what the problem is by doing some testing and stuff like that. You'll see irregular activity of what it's supposed to be doing, and it's not doing it. And that's what's giving it some problems of hiccups in the system. And when you resolve them by changing the device or something, and it goes away. But when you have one like this that just periodically, whenever it decides to act up, and it don't show you any signs, you can do all the testing, speed tests, pings, and all some other stuff you can run, changing ports and everything else, and it still just acts up. Nothing is telling you possible what the issue is. So we will just keep working at it, and I'm leaning towards temperature for some reason. It's just a gut feeling, because everything else in it is wired up like some other locations that I have, and I have no issues. But perhaps I can redo this one, take a day and just come redo it and put all the equipment inside. But I won't have access to it then. But I don't know. We're just going to keep working at it. I'm going to make this, and I'm going to plug it in and do it, run a ping and let it sit and watch the app and see. That's all I can really do. Leave a comment and suggest things that you've seen that this has happened. Maybe one of your ideas is something that's happened with y'all that's watching, and I can try it and see that that's the issue. I don't know. Just leave a comment. We'll diagnose this thing together, or rip it off the wall and just replace everything. Whatever it takes, I guess. Well, I got the cord plugged in. I got my laptop sitting here, plugged in the nice shade. And I'm going to run some pings and just monitor it and see what happens. It's crazy. And this is the only site that I have doing this. I had another site doing it, but I knew what it was. It was just a matter of getting the fiber and all that ran and installed. But this one is, there's no wireless that's having an issue. So I don't know, but I'm just going to keep playing with it, keep testing it. Something's going to reveal itself. So let's just see. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what it's doing. you know, cable. That's pretty good pings, 30s and 20s. You know, of course, fiber would be better, you know, but when you don't have that available, and all you got is coax cable service, I'm very happy with, you know, 30s and a 40 in there somewhere, but I'm real happy with that milliseconds of a ping. So I'm just going to monitor it and see what happens. Well. For some reason, I got this. Then it comes back. And now it's doing this. At least it's showing me something. Thank God. Sure don't want to keep the laptop up there with the wind blowing. Woo! That can be dangerous. Maybe I can find me a nice little place to put it on a bucket. I just have to keep it to the point where it still can breathe because it pulls the air in from underneath. I'm going to have to be sure it sits up. So let's see. Pings are not looking good. Maybe it's the modem? I don't know. That's not hot at all. Hardly even warm, so. And it's been open and breathing, so I don't feel nothing there. The modem is not getting hot. Edge router X, none of it. Let's see what the pings are doing. Something is, it still has a dropout every now and then. It has one up here. It's already gone, but it's, I don't know. It's still going, but it still had that dropout in it. Let's monitor and see. Well, I found out most likely why I'm having dropouts. I just called Spectrum and they confirmed that there is work being done in the area. They're changing heads, which is the main connections that feeds out. And they said most likely when all that work is done, I will see the dropouts disappear. They said that's why they're changing out the heads, because they've been having issues of dropouts too down the line from the heads that they're changing out. So they're just changing out all of them. So that's why it's been dropping out, because I told them when mine dropped out, the time frame, and they said yes, ours is dropping out at the same time. They see that same pattern in their modem when she logged into it. So that tells me it's not my equipment. It's theirs that's dropping out. That's making mine drop out. So with that said, this service call is most likely 99.9999% guaranteed to be fixed as soon as they fix their stuff. And I'm still sitting here watching pings, and I'm watching the traffic on the Edge Router X. Pings are still going. Not really much traffic. I'm going to do a speed test and see what I get. Let's see what I get here plugged directly into the Edge Router X, I'll probably get somewhere around 200 because all the processing that it does, you know, I didn't offload everything, so I'm going to have about 100 megs short of the 300 I'm supposed to have, and I'm hitting 190, 191, 10 up, and that's what I'm getting. I'm getting all the upload, but the download, as you see, I figured it's going to be about 200. That's about what it is with not everything offloaded. 191.24, 11 up. So with all the processing that the Edge Router Edge does with the traffic shaping and suspension and all stuff like that, that takes some of the processing power from the Edge Router Edge. Don't know if you can still hear me, but we're going to go cut some grass, looks like. But with all that processing going on, slows up the speed in the Edge Router X. If I turn everything off, I get the full speed of the 350, 360 out of it. Whatever's going in, that's what I get out of it. But it has to do all that processing to do all the monitoring of and doing the traffic shaping and stuff like that. So if I can get 200 out of it, then I know I'm getting everything I'm supposed to. I'm going to do another test, hit the F5, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 200. So I'm getting what I expect out of it. As you see, I'm still getting the 10 up. And I got 200.86 down with, come on, focus, 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 with a 40 ping. So that is all I can do since it's not on my end, is to just let everybody know that, you know, they're working on lines out here and there's nothing I can do to fix it because it's not my equipment. Not my equipment at all. And that explains why all of a sudden, after a few months, they started doing it again because they're working on lines. I just didn't get a notification. It started to rain. I didn't get a notification this time, but she said there is an outage in this area. So I'm just going to hang around a little bit and see if the owner shows back up so I can explain to him what's going on, put all this back together, get back to go to the next one, and see if I can fix that problem. Hopefully it'll be as easy as this because that's in the same area out here in Sneeze Ferry, so that might be the same reason why they're having issues because it's all tied together. I don't know. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it makes my day real easy. But we will see if that's the case. Lord, I hope it is. But with all that said and done, I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing, each and every one of you. And hopefully you'll come back and watch some more videos. I got 2 more places I got to go today. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. And don't forget to leave your comments on what you think about the situation. If you think of anything, but it looks like it's going to be on their side. It's not my equipment. And I hope that when I go to the next site, which is here in Sneeze Ferry as well, which one main line feeds the whole location, if they're working on the main trunk that feeds in here, as she mentioned, it's probably going to be the same issue. It's making them all have issues of dropping out. That would make my day real easy and just send a mass mail to all people in Sneeze Ferry that I have service for, tell them the issue, sit back and drink my coffee for the rest of the day. The bad thing is, my RV is in Sneeze Ferry too, so my internet's going to keep dropping out as well. Have a nice day.